Since a juvenile, up in Spofford we was running wild. No non-secure, 18 months and then you touch it down. No phone calls to the world, shit'll break you down. Find out your brother in the morgue and they spinning now. And your grandma soon be gone, ain't no fixing that. And that phone gon' remind you got a minute left. I know they see a nigga stressed.
So special.
Other young nigga blessed. I paint this picture from a dark place.
Reform to make changes in something, typically a social, political, or economic institution, in order to improve it.
I'm originally born and raised in Brooklyn.
Oh, you Brooklyn. What part of Brooklyn?
Greenpoint, Manhattan Avenue.
Who says Greenpoint?
Yeah, G-Train.
I'm trying to think what area, because we went to school.
That's like
I went to Harry Van Arsdale. That's like Williamsburg-ish.
Yeah. Like,
but they consider that area kind of like Greenpoint a little bit too.
Yeah, Kings County, Suffolk County. So.
Did you like it?
From what I remember, yeah. Had fun. Definitely had fun.
How would you describe your childhood?
Kind of easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. When I was growing up in Brooklyn, it was definitely fun. I was always outside. Never was a homebody, so I was always outside.
Oh, you was a street runner?
Yeah, definitely was in the streets early. Coming home late at 8, 7 years old, so I was always in the street.
Where was your parents?
That was just my mom. Like, I lost my dad before I was born, so I'm the last one out of 5, so you know.
Oh yeah, the baby always, baby and the middle child get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, so he was lost. He was just ripping it right in the streets with my older brothers, so.
Yeah, I'm from Brownsville, so I definitely know. At what age did you see your life shifting in a different direction?
I'm gonna say like 7, 8. My mom, gave us all away because it was got a little rough, because my older brothers was getting a lot of trouble. So she shipped them out first, group homes and foster homes, and then with me and my sister, it was just still too rough for being on her own. So she shipped us out too. So that started getting like around that age. That's the age I just like, middle of the night they take you and they put you. Well, at the time it was Fulton Street. They had like a corporate building, and you see this whole room full of kids on cots and stuff like that. So that's where they had us at, for a couple of years. When you get into the system as far as foster care and. At that time, it wasn't really organized like that. So that was a rough age. And then when they split us up, that's even worse right there. So.
How long were you in a group home?
I felt like I was in every borough, at the time, and years went by. So I think from 7 to 11, 11 and a half, that's when my mom's, got us back. But, between those times, I was everywhere. I was in Queens, upstate, downstate, Long Island. I was like all over the place. Different school every couple months, so.
Did that make you angry, like an angry kid?
Nah, I wasn't angry. I didn't feel I was angry. Like, I didn't understand too much at that time. So, me understanding now, like at the time, wasn't really, I'm not away from my mom. You had them sad nights and stuff like that, but I kept it pushing, wherever I was at, this is where I was at.
So you were introduced to the system at a very young age?
Yeah. So.
How old were you when you first were ever incarcerated?
I was, when we moved to Brooklyn, when we moved from Brooklyn to the Bronx, when I was, my mom wanted us back, so she moved to the Bronx, and I was 11 going on 12. So, and then that year, when I was turning 13, that's when I was been through everything. It's like that neighborhood in the Bronx was nothing but drugs and all this stuff going on. So I got caught up, in that area. So.
What part of the Bronx? I grew up in West.
That was Freeman, 169 Prospect over there.
Oh, like near Hope Avenue.
Yeah, so that area at the time in the 90s. So,
the Bronx was rough area, especially in the 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
The Bronx was really rough.
Everybody had different crack bottle colors and all that in every corner. So, got caught up and I went in at 12. So.
Were you convicted of?
I got caught up with some older cats that they put a contract out on this grocery store owner that owed money. And The contract was for this grocery store owner, and at first it was supposed to be done by some other dudes and stuff like that. I'm not gonna mention whatever, but it didn't go through, so they asked us. We was the knuckleheads on the neighborhood, little young kids just trying to fit in with the older dudes and stuff like that. So first try we did it, didn't go through. Second try didn't happen, so got some other guys to do. But anyway, it wound up being a firebombing. So we just lit up the grocery store up, and it happened in broad daylight. So the thing was, it was a few people in there that they didn't know about, and then one of them was a female that was pregnant. So that was when you get caught up in stuff like that, you learn the people that you hurt and stuff like that. So that's what damaged me, and to find that out, and it was just down here from there, So.
And that was at 11.
Yeah, I was 12. Yeah, 12 going to 13, so I was 12 and a half.
So they caught you immediately,
no, it took a few days. 1, 2 people were snitching. You know how that goes. You do some stuff with people, they start ratting. You know what I mean? So I went to go see my boy that was in precinct, and then they didn't want to let everybody in, so they let the immediate family in, and then after all that was done, they didn't let them out, whatever the case may be. We walking back from the precinct. Next thing you know, I got 2 or 3 cop cars surrounding me, and then that was it. That was over. Once I got in there, it was just my word against everybody else, and that's how I got caught up. So.
And when you went to court, what happened in court?
Well, you don't go to court right away. I stood overnight. I was a minor, so I had to wait for my mom until she found out what happened. So they wasn't letting me go. They coerced a few statements from other people and myself at the time. So it kind of forced me to write a statement saying that I committed this and did that. How they get when you. Well, I don't know if y'all know, but when they take advantage of you, especially if you don't know what you're doing in there, they will slay you. They will take your life away from you from just words and paper. So when that happened, that's it. You get shipped up, and first thing, since I never had a record and stuff like that, they didn't believe my age. So I got sent to Rikers Island immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
he was 11, 12.
Yeah, 12. So got sent there, and as soon as they found out I was really 12. Then it was they shipped me out like the president, everybody was guarding me and took me out, and that's how I got into Spofford at the time. So.
And how was your first day in Spofford?
Ah, man. That first night was rough because you get an option, I don't know if the other fellas tell you about the option they give you. It's either, you can have your door open, so you can have your cell open, or you can have it closed. So if you have it closed, then it's letting everybody know you soft, you scared, so you don't want to portray that. So I just left it open. I was like, nah, you can leave it open. Bad idea. First night, I don't know how many ran up in my joint and started beating me up, so I don't know. Still don't remember how many, but
if you would have closed it, it would have been the same thing too, right?
If you would have closed it, you would have survived the night. You know what I mean? You're good for the night, during the day, because you're good, because you're up, you're watching things that's going on, you're watching who is who, how they moving and stuff like that. By night, you sleep, you're not, you trying to sleep or you doze off, and once you doze off, it's like they running up in your joints. So that's what happened first night, protecting myself good. Nobody didn't catch me in my face, I didn't get cut or stabbed, so I was good. It was just, we kids, they just wanted to beat me up, so it was alright.
None of us are right. That's crazy.
I smiled the first night. That was the first night. So the first night there became whatever. It was the first night, and you go on, So, months here, months later, you in there, going back and forth to court, because, nothing's never settled the next day. So, you wait till months, years. So that's how it is. And then you build relationships. You meet a lot of people in there. You learn a lot of stuff. I mean, school, you go to school in there, went to school in there.
So in juvie, because another interviewer was saying that they didn't really offer them nothing in juvie, like.
You just get whatever schooling is there, you know, that's what you get.
But it's not like no real school.
Yeah, it's not nothing like when I came home, it didn't even count. Nothing.
That's crazy.
I had to do everything all over. So that was
So nothing to rehabilitate.
Yeah, nothing to fall back on, because you could do whatever in there, you know, and just when you come home, it's just like, okay, you did whatever you did in there, right? But now you gotta prove yourself here. So it's just like, oh shit. Like, damn, I gotta do all this all over. So kind of discouraged me from going back to school, so I just left it alone from that.
Yeah, I want to blame you. I'd be discouraged too.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm wasting my time and I ain't even getting nothing out of it, you know? So how long were you sentenced to?
I didn't get sentenced, so I was in there since I was from 12 to 18, going back and forth to court.
And never been sentenced?
Never been sentenced.
From 12 to 18?
Yeah, I was going back and forth to court. The case got, you know, I guess they was laying the case down so serious, you know, it was 4 counts of murder. So, you know, they were just letting me sit pretty much, man, just to figure out if I was dead, if I did it, you know, just trying to
build a case, basically.
Pretty much build a case, yeah. And then the case got a little serious where when it went civil, so I had to go to civil court. So, you know, marshals had to come get me every other month, you know, come get me, take me up there, try to make my case, you know, even bigger than what it is and stuff like that. But I had a little help, and then it helped me bring it back down to state. So.
What was your hardest part about that incarceration? Because that's like 6 years.
The hardest part is leaving.
Leaving?
Yeah.
Why do you say leaving?
The hardest part, and a lot of people want it, is just leaving. You get so accustomed to everybody, your routine in there, and then it's like you hear about what's going on in the world. You want to be a part of it, but when you leave, or when you're about to leave, it's like reality strikes. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh shit, like it's like there's no more. Yeah, it's no more, you know, like, you know, I can't chop it up with this fellow, I can't go over here real quick, because now it's like, now I'm home. Because Mariah, you in there because you did something. Someone or something, you know what I mean? So now it's like, you know, karma, you know, hit you with the karma, and that might catch up to me. It could catch up to you in there, but when you're home, it's more responsibility. Because, you know, you don't have no responsibility there but take care of yourself, and that's it. I mean, you got everybody.
Do you think that pacifies a lot of men?
Yeah, definitely. That's why they can't make it when they come out. Some niggas just be falling for the same shit, or trying to run back inside, because it's like they're so used to the filtering that's in here. You know, you inside, you filtered a lot. You know what I mean? You got all this stuff for you, getting everything handed to you. It might not be much, but it's getting handed to you. You know what I mean? And then when you come home, you gotta fend for yourself. You gotta make your own money. You gotta walk over here. You gotta take a train over here. You know, it's not like, it's just like you're protected in there, but you know, you're by yourself outside. You know, it's a crazy balance that we lose when we come home, because it's like we forget. So not reality hit you.
Men from jail have a certain like entitlement type of attitude?
I'm like I can't even say that, because it's like everything is earned in there and out here. Because it's nothing. We're not entitled to anything inside. We're criminals in there. Period. We're not entitled. The only thing we're entitled to is a fucking bed and the 3 meals. You know what I mean? You need commissary to get all the extra stuff, and then seeing a nurse. So it's not like.
But I mean, like, you know, like the subject of like pacifying the fact that they get everything handed to them. Like, you know, if you got a female on the outside, she's like sending money, she's sending packages, she's doing everything. So like then when they turn around and they come home, they so used to just laying back, getting everything done for them, that they kind of have this entitlement type of like, oh, you're supposed to do this, or I'm supposed to, like, you know, like I see a lot of situations like that.
That's because that's men, period. Yes, that's our nature, you know, to be pampered.
No, I let my husband know. You're
not
entitled to anything.
That's what I'm saying.
God is entitled title. That's
it's
it.
that we recognize it more when we in there because we cherish it more because we in there. It's like, she's doing this, she's getting that, oh, my man's getting this. But we know when we come home, we already know that's gonna slow down, that's gonna stop because we gotta do it ourselves now. So, some get locked up in that mentality, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm entitled to get this from you. I'm entitled for you to hand this to me and do that stuff like that. But that's certain. I don't think everybody is gonna come out like that.
Being so young and experiencing that so young, and now you're older, do you feel like jail can like destroy a person?
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, I still go in the shower with my drawers on to this day. Seriously. And I'm trying to kick the habit, and it's like it's a part of me now. I catch myself sometimes, but it's just like, I wash my drawers anyway. You know what I mean? Right. So it's just like, it's just something that just sticks to you. Like, it's just, that stuck to me. It's the other things like me watching everybody, watch how everybody moves. That's always stuck to me. I use it now, for my profession now. But it's like now, just like, it's just certain things that just be like, oh damn, like, you want to kick it, but it's like, it's useful. You know what I mean? Because it's useful things, but they might be frowned upon from people from the outside world because, like, man, nigga, you're not in jail no more.
Right.
But it's useful. So it's not nothing that is that could hurt you, but just certain things that might, just.
Yeah, I noticed that my husband's like very observant, like every little thing. I'm like, bro, we're not in the yard, like it's me. But it's still out here. You have to watch. But he always says that, like Joe told him that, and I'm the closest person to him. That's why he watched me so much, because I'm the only one that can hurt him.
Yeah, you know that. So it's useful things.
In the juvenile facility, how were the correction officers treating the children? Because I wouldn't even say inmates; those are children.
We're inmates. We have a jail card. You need to open doors and silver keys, so you're considered an inmate. You got a docket number, you got a case number. So yes, we're underage. We could put it as a fancy word. They'll put it as far as just adolescents.
How did the COs treat the adolescents?
Yeah, but it's same, man. Some are cool, some are dickheads. Everywhere. You got the cool ones that'll bring you some stuff in there. You got the ones that will just pop you upside your head or bang you with the keys if you get out of line. But you got your balance in there. You got the cool ones, you got the dickheads, and you got the middle ones. You know what I mean? That want to follow the rules, but you throw a little something at them, they'll bend. So.
Yeah, I hear about those.
So yeah.
Good or bad? What did Joe teach you?
Because
you just seem so well grounded.
I'm going all good. Like all good? If I did not get in there at the time that I did, like I would have never. But even Islam did the rest though, so I'm not even gonna take away from it. But like I didn't start. I never drunk. I never smoked. So it's like the time took away from that, because that's the time that you pick up shit when you out here as young. You're drinking, you're smoking, you're picking up this, you're picking up that, you're picking up those bad habits. I didn't have that because I was in there. So for me, that was a pro. Con is that that education-wise, like I didn't finish high school. I can't seem to balance a relationship out because I'm stuck into my morals and I'm stuck into some of my ways, and sometimes I have an I don't care attitude and a lifestyle that I have, but sometimes I
want to touch on that because I haven't touched on that because a lot of men that've been to jail have issues with, relationships, and I wouldn't say it's like they're trying to, they just don't know how to. It's like it's a teach thing. Like, I gotta teach you how to be a boyfriend. I gotta teach you how to buy me flowers because it's Tuesday. Like, I went through that stage in the very, very beginning with my husband, but he kind of caught on quick because I'm very stern. And, I don't.
It's all about being patient. You have to be patient with us.
So I think you cut yourself short by saying, like, you love life, like you.
It's that I'm getting older, so I'm getting less. I'm not gonna say less patient. It's just like I'm okay with being alone. I'm at that part, you know what I mean?
It's not for your needed to get married.
I'm good. I got married twice.
Oh, you good?
I've been married before. Yeah, I have 4 kids.
That's good.
So I've been married twice. So like I know that lifestyle, I know what it is, So but I know if it don't work out, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna stress myself. But I don't know in Islam it's half of my deen, so I do chase it. know what I mean? So I won't turn it down if it happens. But, you know, coming from that lifestyle of being in there, it developed that, like, you know, I don't care, like, I don't know what I mean? Like, I'm here to satisfy Allah, not nobody's feelings. I don't care about nobody's feelings or opinion. I'm pushing forward. I'm Muslim, here I go, boom. So that's how it is for me. You know?
When did you find Islam?
Wow, man. I was 15.
So you was in juvie?
Yeah, I was in there. Everything happened in there. It's like my whole life was in there. Like everything that I developed now that I have in there, it came from in there. So like all my skills, all my passion, my love came from in there, and I learned that in there. So I had a CEO named Abdul Salam. I love this brother for everything, man. I love his style because if you fought, if anything, he had those keys ready, boy. He had the keys, you get into a fight, he bang you, pah, get up, good, like, cause he's not gonna restrain you or put you in the chokehold, he gonna bang with those keys, bam, bam, get off him. So he was Muslim, so I love his style. Like he was just firm and steady, always studying, always thinking the law in his corner, you know. So I was curious. So I used to always ask him questions, always talk to him every day, I talk to him. So and then at the time we didn't have Muslim services. We didn't have Juvenile. It was a chapel, we had a chaplain, you know, you had your church service or whatever, but it never was Juvenile. So, you know, you write your petitions, you know, you get together with other Muslim CEOs and they start writing, and poof, we have Juvenile in now. So they brought an imam in, you know, the chaplain was cool, he was cool with it and all that. He'll cover the statue up with the sheet, you know, so like they really like, you know, bend for us and stuff like that. So Ramadan came around and I was just like,
first Ramadan?
Yeah, first Ramadan. So I was like, I felt it and I was like, you know what, I want to take my shahada. So me and the brother Musa Abdul Ali, he was the imam at the time, so I took shahada that day in June, you know, during Ramadan. So that's how I got the name Musa, because my name is Moses. Ramadan because, you know, I took shahada, and then Umar because I was a firecracker. I don't know if you know the hadith about Umar, the story of Umar. Anybody that wasn't Muslim or you wasn't a Muslim vibe, he was chopping your head off straight off the bat. You're not Muslim? What? Pop, 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 pop. So that's how it was. Anybody that spoke crazy about Islam or crazy about Muslims, I was on them. So that's how I got the name Umar.
That's funny. That's a good story. I love to hear how people take their shahada.
Yeah.
My brother crying sad. Wait, it's funny.
No, I'm not cutting it.
But yeah, that's the time in there, man. It was like.
Do you think like finding God helped you get through the bit more?
Man, definitely. I didn't know where I was going at the time. You know, I was going Now you're doing time in there. I didn't know when I was coming home. I'm growing old in there. I felt like I was growing old in there, and you know, I'm going through trial, and I'm looking at 36 years to life.
Oh my God.
So, you know, you build these relationships. I built my man Grade A right here. Built a relationship with Al Bundy, my brother. Alright, chill. Not gonna tear up. But Bundy, yo, the nights and the days with him was just like, we chilling, we in a bunk to, you know, have our chill, we chilling in the day room together, we always chop it up, we chill. It's like, I don't have those relationships out here like that, man. Even with my niggas I grew up on my block, it's just not the same. Because it's like you don't hide nothing, you know what I mean? It's nothing hidden. It's nothing sugar coated. You get the real shit with your real, you know, you living with. You know how you know somebody when you live with them. Mm-hmm. You know how it is with your husband. You know them by meeting them and stuff. But when y'all live together, it's like you really know their habits, their whereabouts, like how they move. So it was just like we knew each other. We're brothers. We in there. And it's just like, it was that vibe was so beautiful because it's like, we know what not to cross, you know what not to say, you know what, it's just like, it's just written, that's just how it's supposed to be.
It's like y'all going through that pain together, you know, and nobody understands that except the people that's going through it, you know, so you got people on the outside, they trying to understand, but they can't really grasp your emotions because they're not living that life. But the person, I really feel like prison bonds is like bigger than family bonds to me.
It's like you can't let that go. I don't care how many. Like I ain't see Al Bundy. I ain't see your husband like almost like good 20 years. But what's like once that first glance is like, oh shit, and everything always comes back. It's like that love, that feeling that you already know this shit is genuine. And then on top of that, they Muslim, so you already know the vibe. It's like, oh nah,
100%.
It's like we taking over. It's like it's a straight takeover from there. So that's what it is. Like when you're in there, and Islam opens up everything for you, because you could dish out the bullshit, but you already know the real shit. Like you feel it. Like it's a guideline, and it's guiding you through life, through people. Like you see who people are. You can see who to stay away from, which we don't have. When some brothers, when they come home, they don't have it, or they scared to use it. And I always said that, and I always preach that. We scared to say no to them niggas on the block. You come back to the block, but you're changed inside. You don't want to be that nigga no more. You don't want to be that whoever you was out there, but you scared to say no. You scared to change because you don't want these niggas to think soft about you or anything about you and stuff like that. I didn't care about that, and that's what Islam told me not to care. That's my teacher always said, you will gain a family, but you'll lose so many friends. So I was ready for that. So I had my family in there. They was my bros, and they still my bros. I don't care if I haven't seen them in 30, 40 years. I already built that bond with you already. It was over. Like, that bond is unbreakable.
Yeah, so being a prior juvenile offender, what do you feel could be done different about the system for kids that's getting, locked up now?
Honestly,
because we can't stop crime, but what can be different?
When I was in there, right, it wasn't programs at all, pretty much. You left, you came home, whatever it is. When you came inside, either you went to school, or that's it. They ain't had nothing extra, but it was one program that helped me out tremendously, and that's how Giant came into my life. He had a program called Giant Thinking, which was a mental empowerment program, for kids that, it wasn't gangs or, early alcohol abuse and drugs and stuff like that. So when he came inside with the program, that just like was the top for me, because it's like he came in with reason. He came in with stability. He came in with like just a whole different form of how he could change while he was out there and while he was inside. So he gave you a guideline to follow. And the fact that he was Muslim made it even better, because it's like now you have a guideline. You have two guidelines. You have Islam and you have Giant Thinking. So the program, they helped me because he came every Thursday. Just with whatever, came with so much information. It was like I just gave you a different look, and I think that's all you need. You just need that, because you're not gonna help everybody. Everybody's not gonna accept the program. So even if you have 1 million programs, it's just up to that person or the group or the kids to accept it. So that's the thing. It's all a crapshoot. So you can have 1 million programs and probably just one work, or you probably just save one kid out of thousands. And I felt like I was the one. The program helped me because it was like I took everything he said and I applied it. So when I came out, I just searched for him. I was like, I need to look for Giant. He said he was from Harlem. Went to Harlem, old Harlem. I was trying to look for him. Giant, blah, 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 blah. And that's it was just history from there. But the programs like now, since now corrections is not with them no more. So now adolescents are run by social service. It's just softened up because these kids come from hard areas. They are hard. They're hard-headed. They come from hard areas. And these soft-ass programs is not gonna help them, because it's like smacking the hands. Like, oh, you grab that? No, stop. You needed somebody that's gonna bang them like, bop. No, man, that's how it is. And that's how the program of Giant Thinking was coming to us. It was coming hard. It was no soft thing, because he done did like 15 years. So we felt that from them. You know, you coming from people that never been behind bars and never been in jail, don't even have kids, and try to bring a program to you to try to help your kid out when they come home and stuff like that. When we come home, we're coming home humble or more like animals. And that's how these kids are.
Which one were you?
I was humble. I humbled down to the T, because you tell me I'm looking at 36 years of life. I am so humble. When I came home, I was just like, I thank the Lord every single moment, because I could have still been in there, you know, coming home at like 50-something years old. So what? That's no life right there.
How old are you today?
I'm 39.
You about to say 40? Almost.
I got what, two more weeks?
All right.
2 more weeks, I'll be 40. Inshallah.
I only asked, yeah, right, inshallah. I only asked because you were incarcerated at such a young age, and that was like 20 years ago almost.
Yeah.
And the effects that just shows you only. I'm not trying to take away from you bed. You did what 5-6 years.
Yeah.
For that to affect you still like 20 years later, that just shows like the
it doesn't go away.
Psychological damage.
No, it doesn't go away.
Do you feel like, especially in juvenile, that they should offer like counseling and stuff, therapy?
Counseling, yeah. Counseling could help. Like I said, but it has to come from somebody real. That's the thing. It's like when you're a counselor, you become a counselor. You're not screened by anybody. You're not screened by one of us. You know what I mean? It's like like you're not sitting down with a group of young kids and be like, yo, what are you about? What's your life? You know, you're not being interviewed by us and be like, you're accepted. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, you're a counselor, you got your degree, whatever. All right, come on, we're gonna put you in here with these kids and see if you can save their life.
I think that is a good idea. That they should use people that's more relatable, because then
definitely.
the child will, pay attention.
Definitely, just like these drug programs. You go into these drug programs with these meth heads, you're having the same person as your counselor that used to be a meth head or a drug addict. You're not getting somebody that never looked at drugs or tested drugs or don't know nothing about it. Be like, how you feeling? Nah, it doesn't work. It's not gonna work, because we sense that, we feel that.
Right.
So,
you have to read all through that.
Yeah, all through that. That's what we learn. You learn how to read people in jail. So it's like,
this is what I so well.
Yeah. So it's difficult. It's gonna be hard. This is the reason why they building more jails, because they already know it's like, these programs are not working. But putting them behind bars is gonna work. That's how we're gonna have to do it. Either we smarten up, but we should have been smart enough already, but just get those bad apples, man.
It just seems like it's so many.
Yeah, so it's
because the jails are filling up rapidly.
Filling up, we're dying rapidly, and it's like where to go to, like who to go to, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I could spit my story to 1 million kids and stuff like that. And only one would probably accept it.
That one counselor.
Yeah, no, definitely. But let's be honest, like that one probably wouldn't budge a rock.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard, it's difficult. I've been thinking about this for years, like how could I direct myself now that I'm home? I'm a high school dean. I'm a barber.
God, come on, black man. High school dean. Come on, black. Let me give you a standing ovation. Come on, black man.
Yeah, cause it's like nobody. It's no help. So you gotta, nobody. We're not taught to go and look for that stuff yourself. Either you're talented or not. And that's the crazy balance. It's like, either I use my talents that I learned inside here, how to deal with people, which is the hardest part for us, is to deal with each other. You know what I mean? That's what's always the downfall, because it's like, oh, this bitch got an attitude. Oh, this nigga looking at me crazy. Oh, this nigga hate me.
It's the self-hate.
It's it's so embedded in us in our heads and in our neighborhoods that we're so used to it. And so it's so hard for us to get along. Which I even hate thinking about it, because it just hurts my soul. Because it's like, damn, like, come on, like, it can't be that real. It's like, but we hard to guide sometimes, man. It's just like so hard-headed and so blind. You wish you could teach Islam to everybody, but it's like nobody just like, Islam is not something you could just give to somebody and be like, yo, hit it.
Their heart gotta want to take it.
Exactly.
They gotta be a chosen one. You know, I always say a lot of choosers who the teacher fuck Islam, so I don't. If I happen to come to you and I'm talking to you about it.
Don't get me wrong, just because they Muslim doesn't mean they're strong spirit. You know what I mean? Because you got some Muslims that just be so.
Trust me, I know.
So black and just like you can't be Muslim, yo, bro. Your thoughts are so crazy. Like your character is like. So I don't know, man. It's just the programs is gonna be hard. Like I can't even tell you. To me, it's just giant thinking all the way.
Mm-hmm. And what is giant thinking? Elaborate.
Giant thinking is a pillar of nurturing, respect, reform, guidance, and wellness, because it's more of this you're using. And this is how we need to be taught how to use our minds and how to think. And we don't have programs like that. What program we had that teaches us how to think? So that's what Giant Thinking did for me. Taught me how to think more. Giant had not a saying, but he had crazy and like how can I say it? Like it's just crazy, like how he put words and forms together, and then it just makes you like, yo, is it really that real? Like even down to your sneaker and what you wear, even down to the time of how time goes by, or how to break down the clock. It was a thing that we broke the clock. It was just like this caught me because it was like what inform what's a unit, you know, and the clock and how you think. You know, you got different forms in the clock, the watch. You got seconds, you got minutes, you got hours, you got days and time. So he was like, what form first? You know, you're second. So he always tell you that if time starts with seconds, so that means you're always gonna be in second place. You can never beat time. And which we always try to catch up, because you got niggas that's in there that come home and try to play catch up. You lost that time already. That time
I think that's something that they don't realize until after they make another mistake, because they get so caught up in. I think that's just natural to want to try to make up for lost time.
Yeah.
And if they have somebody like you who's been home for a long time, you could tell them like, listen, that's not even the way.
Yeah,
like, you know,
it's not.
I think jails do need programs like that too, to have, you know, inmates who make it and transition in positive ways and make something and become successful. They should have them come back in, like, so people can relate, like, yo, like, you know,
exactly.
like.
See, they try. See, that's what we was doing. We was in Rikers Island. We was going to different houses and we was hitting everybody in the head. Bam, bam, bam. I'm hitting older dudes like, yo, listen, I'm out here taking care of your kid. What are you doing? You in here. I'm showing them how to do the right thing. I'm showing them how to take care of this, how to take care of that. Why you in here, bro? You have to bond. You gotta give them to them raw, because that sugarcoating shit and telling the shit is soft or worry about their feelings, you got no time for that. You in here, time is going by, your kid is outside acting a fool. What are you gonna do? It's time to take responsibility, man. It's time, you gotta step it up. So this Giant Thing is that program. We was in there. We ain't had to be escorted by CEOs. We was walking in the buildings on our own, going in gates and on our own, like nothing. Like we belong in there.
Are you so part of Giant Thinking?
Yeah, man.
You were Giant. Tell me about your friend.
Grade A has a beautiful story. We're gonna fast forward though. We're gonna fast forward Grade A. But I met Grade A in there while I was in Sparford. He did his time, whatever. He used his time wisely, because you know some niggas use it to learn how to make weapons. My man used it to learn how to make beats.
Oh,
so Grade A is a super
in that
producer.
era, that's like not common.
Exactly, especially at
nobody's
that
thinking
age,
about
you know what I mean? At his
beats
age, you know, 15, 16 years old, he's like rapping his head down with some beats and stuff like that, how to produce that. So at this time right now, fast forward, Grade A has a track out on Fabulous and Jada album called Ground Up. He produced that beat. So like I said, so that
let's go black man, let's go black man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so that developed. See, like I said, like he used his time wisely. So he used it, became a producer, and then you know got in there with the locks. You know what I mean? Between locks and being a bartender and Giant Thinking, that joint just made him.
Tell me about bartenders.
Oh,
Why you doing that?
like if you don't know what bartender is,
Right.
if you don't know about bartenders, then you just
let them know you ain't talking about no liquor.
You know what I mean? Definitely, we're not talking about no liquor. We're talking about the pull-up bar. And God, brothers behind the walls already know about bartenders. We done took it to half of y'all in some buildings and stuff like that. Out here is a physical fitness program. It's for everybody, but we aimed it for the youth. Because we don't have a lot of programs at all. Like, it's been taken away, especially now. It's like, so bartenders always been around. I've been with bartenders since 2001.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, like 2001, 2002. And it's just been global. Like, we've got teams in Canada, we got teams in Japan, Korea, Hungary. We're global. So now it's like, people, it's a household name. So it's like, you get into you work out, I'm gonna be a bartender. You know what I mean? You're on
I can't pull
bar.
up I'm out of shape. I can't do that.
Yeah, bartender's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, gotta be. I watch it. I see. I be like, I can never do nothing like that.
Definitely saved my life. Definitely took some years off. Definitely took years off of me, but yeah, it's me. That's what it is. I'm known as water because, you know, the way I move smooth as water. So,
okay.
You know, yeah, so that's how I got the name Water. You know, between me being Moses, you know, the Red Sea, Moses.
I'm done.
So, you know, it came together.
That's a nice clash.
Yeah.
So who is Water or Moses today?
He's your neighborhood barber. I'm a dad. I'm Muslim, and I'm the bearded guy.
Voice anything that happened, or anything that you would do different, or help change, or anything that the juvenile system can do different, or what you would like to see happen, or just anything.
I mean, I would just like to see a different rehabilitation process. You know, as Water was saying, you know, the programs have to change. That's to be something much more impactful, you know, than just having regular rec time and the simple education that they give it out. You know, give it an actual structure, how to save money or something like that. You know, things of that nature.
Basic skills, I say that, like, we can't teach them basic skills to re-enter society. Like, I can see somebody doing 20 years coming home and just being shocked the moment they step off the bus. Like, not only are you shocked because of your surroundings, but you don't even know what to do. Like, what's the first step? Like, how did you feel? Like, I mean, you were still kind of young, so I'm thinking like more the older people that be coming home that's like 40 already, and like, you know.
I wasn't even thinking about no job or nothing, where I was just like, oh shit, I'm home. Oh shit, like.
And that's how most people think, but God, you know, thank God you were young, thinking like that. But you got people coming home that's 40, 50, and they just like, thank God I'm home, and they don't know the next step. And then a month, 2 months, they back in jail because they can't handle it. They know, like I was saying that with Bunty, like people so comfortable in jail and they know everything about jail that they don't really know about the real world like that. Yeah. But they don't like prepare them for that. I feel like there should be some, like if you got a year left, they should be starting to prepare you to re-enter society. Teaching you about credit, teaching you about getting your driver's license, teaching you about help with housing, how to get jobs, how to get things. So what is my taxpayer that I was paying for right now?
Just to keep us in there, food.
The way they... No, that money going somewhere else. There's no way. It's too much money, right? It's too much money. People buying stuff from commissary. Come on now, they making money.
Just saying, like, you know, that's what your money is paying for, to keep the lights on, to keep us clothed, whatever uniform they have, the 3 meals, the toiletries, the little bullshit toiletries they had, and that's pretty much it.
Everything basic.
And if you do get a budget or something extra, they might throw in a little program that, you know, that might, you know, a little learn how to make paper mache dolls or masks. Come on, you know, you might bring
something that's gonna help you.
Yeah, you know, might bring a dancing crew in, cause they used to bring a dance crew. I remember Rocksteady crew came in one day. Some other stuff to teach you how to, I think, I don't know what was it, play a guitar or some kind of instrument and stuff like that. So they had like little programs here that come in, but you know, to try to, you know, take the time away and stuff like that. And you get people in there, you know, like school was the most part you learned. That took up all your whole day was in there, you know, from morning to afternoon. So from afternoon then you're on your own. You're in your day room, you're watching TV, you're writing or you're sleeping. That's it.
That's not much.
Yeah.
So much more to life.
Yeah, but you know you're in there, so you can't expect a lot, and that's the problem. Like niggas want to expect to do all that shit. You doing all that? See, that's what kills me. And that was that's the thing I don't want to hold my tongue on, because niggas kill me. Like you in there, you done committed a fucking crime. We doing this. Don't expect to be treated like a motherfucking king. You know what I mean? Don't ask for shit that you want to do that you wasn't doing out here. You know what I mean? Like, oh, why we can't get out here? Nigga, was you doing it out here?
Right.
Was you speaking up for other people that wasn't getting it out here when you were trying? Like, no. Like, that's the shit I hate. Like, don't front. Like, if you're in there, you know what you did, you know what you're doing, take it.
If you could say something to someone who runs a prison to help them run their prison better, like, not run their prison better, but something that if you could say something that'll help them want to help the inmates, prisoners, whatever you want to call it.
You gotta, like I said, if you running a prison like a fucking, like a prison, it's gonna be a prison. Now if you running it like a 5-star hotel, like you're teaching your crew how to fold sheets, how to wash clothes, how to fold napkins and shit like that, maybe you might get somebody good, a few people coming out of there good with skills. Really teach something in there. Right. Instead of leaving niggas in there to fucking rot. You know what I mean? Take the time out. You got a prison up in Europe or somewhere. I think in one of these foreign countries. The cell is all white.
I saw it.
Countertop, sink.
It look like that?
Yeah. It's like, how you not gonna learn nothing from there? Like, how you gonna act like an animal in that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
If you could tell anything to like a lost kid in juvenile right now that don't have guidance, they don't have support, and they're trying to find their way, what would you say to them?
Find it. Plain and simple. Find out one person. If it's not one of your peoples that you know, I'm not even gonna say find it. Surround yourself with people that's gonna do stuff, that's doing good things. Because if you surround yourself with idiots, you're gonna be an idiot. If you surround yourself with savages, you're gonna be a savage, etc., etc. You already know how the form is. Surround yourself with positive people, you're gonna be positive. You surround with people that have jobs, you're gonna wind up getting a job. Plain and simple. That's for everybody, not anybody coming home. That's even people from out here. We gotta start doing that. We gotta start surrounding ourselves with better people, man. Plain and simple. And then you in there, you're coming home, just expect the unexpected. Because you're coming home thinking like, yo, I'm gonna do this is gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Probably not like that, how you think about it. And just be patient, pretty much. You have all the patience of worry that years. So don't lose it when you come out. Use those same patience, you know what I mean? The patience definitely helped me out a lot. So be patient.
What would you say, like what advice would you give to somebody who just entered the juvenile facility who has a way to go in front of them?
Be patient.
Be patient.
Be patient because you know time is against you. Remember, you're in second place already. You know what I mean? So
some deep shit.
Yeah, you're in second place. We're born in second place. We're always gonna be in second place. Had time was gonna be ahead of us. You know. So now after seconds, you know, it's minutes. So when you break down minute, you're minute, so you're small. So you're second place. You thinking small already, so you already lost, man. So you know, it's just like just be patient, man. That's all you can have. That's all you have. Be patience. So if you can be patient, you'll be fine. You know.
So you have any last words? Anything you want to say?
Great A, the super producer.
As far as like what he was saying with his story, you know, me and him have similar stories. We're both in for manslaughter, murders, and all that stuff like that. And we both met Giant in Spofford, similar way. You know, he went to the purple side one day, and he comes to the green side the other day, basically telling us the same story. You know, left us with a crazy impact, and through that, you know, like he was saying, I was able to do music production and you know just be a better civilian overall. You know, and you know, at the end of the day, it's like how you were saying, you just gotta be patient with life, you know.
Yeah.
Just gotta be very
What's
patient.
one thing about jail that you'll never forget?
How all your rights are taken away from you. That's one thing that I'll never ever forget. You know, when you want to go to the bathroom, they'll tell you no. Whenever you want to eat, there's a set time to eat. You know, when you want commissary, there's a set date for commissary, and then you gotta worry about somebody trying to take your commissary and stuff like that. So, you know, it's those kind of
So
things.
those thoughts like keep you grounded to
Yeah,
where
it
you know
keeps
you
me
can control
grounded.
your anger and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
it taught me how to become humble. You know, I could have been an animal, could have been in retaliation mode, you know, trying to kill other people, and no, but at the end of the day, it put me on a humble path. And as Porter said, I ended up seeing Giant back in 2011. You know, so that's when I re-encountered Giant again, and you know, we spoke, and I was like, yo, I'm doing music now, and he happened to be connected with Styles P and V Black at that time, so it was a good mesh. You know, we came out with a song called Welcome to the Bar, another song called Bar Father, and my breakout song, which is Ground Up, which is on Friday on Elm Street. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm a Jadakiss fan. Nah. Do you know Brother Khalifa? We're done. Yeah, we can have fun. Let me just say thank you. I want to thank you guys for coming and sharing your story, especially you. You know, thank you. Mashallah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you because I know it's so hot out here. And you want to shout out anything or bartenders?
Big shout out to the bartenders. You already know D Block. To my brothers, my sisters, man. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for reaching out. Shout out to your husband,
Yes.
my brother. Home soon, inshallah. And yeah, man, just hit me up. Instagram, Water Bartenders. My gym is about to close down. Help me out. The link is in my bio. Try to keep us stay open. You know, the bartenders grid city. So.
See, we can do some donations. You heard?
You know what I mean? Like the link is in my bio, man. Come on, man, go fund me. Trying to reach 30,000. Y'all got it, man.
Ooh, that's a coin. And Prison Diaries, that's a wrap. Blah, blah.
I picked this picture from a dark place. Touching all base, 18 next to Canada. Think I saw Drake. Nah, but I saw he was in the big box. He told me keep my shoes tied. Don't ever leave a bruised pod. COs hold they noose high. Favorites of their own kind. Prison in their own mind. We living through it due to time. Niggas snitching, dropping dimes. Never was a friend of mine. Working out my figure fine, but I just wanna hug my mom.